So right now at the moment, this is kind of my free time. I'm just doing something for fun. So what I'm working on at the moment is more recently, since Twitch has become more and more popular, I want to try to integrate or make a game purely for Twitch chat. Let's compile. Please tell me. So what I want to do is make for the first game at least, make a risk-based game that's playable through Twitch chat itself. So as I was telling Neo earlier, everyone in the chat is divided into two teams. I don't know how I'm going to do a team assignment, but at the moment it's divided into two teams, blue and orange. And each voting round, there's a voting round. So there's several voting rounds, and every voting round, every team member can vote for which island they want to occupy, and they can only occupy islands that are owned by themselves already, or they are directly connected next to it. So he ends up eventually with each team slowly spreading out towards the middle, so round down here, and you get to a point where they start voting for contention of the same area. So let's say orange was here and blue was here. Both teams will try and vote for this center one. Let me use yellow. This center one, and at the end of the voting round, the team with the most votes win that terrain, win that island, win ownership of it. And the team that loses, the people who voted for that island, are no longer eligible to vote for the next voting round, so they're out of the game for one round. And I'm going to try, and I'll be interested to see how this comes along. I mean, I think it sounds like a decent game to play, but I don't know if people in Twitch would actually play it. One thing I was thinking I'd like to do, if I could link the game up to both, let's say, YouTube and Twitch, that I could do a Twitch versus YouTube teams, and then people can do that, sort of line that ownership on both sides. So what will end up, so hopefully what I see during the game is that strategy starts forming, and maybe orange will try to strengthen the defenses down here, whereas blue would try to do a very small sneak attack, so have part of the team vote for a small area of the island up here while trying to stage a battle down here. So you might see like a bit of terrain or island creep around the edges while orange preoccupied down here because they think they need to defend that area. And I'd be interested to see if people in Twitch can actually organize themselves well enough to play the game. I don't know if it's going to be sort of big random mesh of mess of people trying to persuade people to go down there, vote for this area, etc. So that's what I'm going to do for the first game, and then put it out in the wild and see how that goes. I have no idea how it's going to look or how it's going to play out. I might need to do up the graphics slightly to make it look a bit better, but for the moment, I'm just testing with a fake Twitch chat room that just spams messages down to the game, so I can actually see it play out. Later on, I'll be thinking about making let's say a single player game where the player and the streamer is playing, let's say, a dungeon crawler. Then Twitch chat can somehow affect the environment that they're in, so could change the spawn items, change the location of certain enemies, or basically affect the environment or affect the game in some way. So we don't have this disconnect that we have at the moment, where it's like someone plays on Twitch to play a game, but the game's not linked to the chat in any way. It's basically like the chat's talking to the player's playing the game, and that's it. Whereas I really want to see more games have Twitch chat integrated into the game itself, where it affects the environment or affects the game in some way, and it feels like the audience participates in some respects. But I haven't quite thought of an idea for that yet, but I've got that's the kind of direction I want to head in. And then that's what I'm going to do for a break. What I'm going to do after my break is another question altogether.